Today is kind of like a impromptu show. Got a few things I want to get off my chest, Cat Williams style. No, I'm just joking. But first and foremost, hubby and I, today is our anniversary.
Yes.
We did a whole bunch of stuff this morning. We're bored now. We're thinking of stuff to do this evening. um, we've been together, man, over 2 decades. That's a long time. I've been with him my whole entire adult life, and that sounds crazy,
Yeah.
right? My whole entire adult life. In a sense, I've never been single when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I left my father's house and went right into my husband's apartment. Anyway,
It's a nice apartment too.
yeah, y'all, he was
It's
trying
nice.
to
It's
I'm gonna prove
crispy.
to you that
It's
if you spend
crispy.
the rest of your life with me, you'll be all right,
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's
promise.
crispy. It had amenities and stuff. It had a pool, a workout room. You know how I do. It had a theater and all that stuff. The rental room. It was nice. It
And
was
you know
nice.
what? We were in the military, so for those of y'all who are military, funny thing is he wasn't getting BAH yet, so he was working his ass off.
I had two jobs, y'all.
And he kept telling me, he said, Aaron, if you spend the rest of your life, I said, I already said yes. I already said yes. I'm going to get married. He said, I promise. I promise, promise, promise. You are not going to regret it.
Mm-hmm.
And good news is, he was right. I don't regret it. Um, Even my mom was like, wow, 24 years is going to be 56 years in no time.
Okay.
Because she was married 56 years before my father died.
Oh wow.
But
20.
she was just saying, like, I remember when I was married 24 years. Like,
Yeah.
it just, in the blink of an eye. So we have to enjoy each other as much as possible. We had a fun-filled day so far, but I got some stuff I want to get off my chest because during our anniversary brunch,
Mm-hmm.
I started to rant. He was like, do you want to go live this afternoon? Because you sound like you got some stuff you want to get off your chest. And I do. I do.
That's
So
good.
here we go. So a few people in the room. Waiting to see if BK Crypto going to hit me with the boom. Um, he could very well be at work or something,
Yeah,
so
it's pretty early,
he
man.
might not get on.
Sorry
But
about that.
anyway, BK Crypto, I'm gonna say you first, regardless, right? I'm gonna hold your spot for you till you get back here. Um, you guys may have saw the news about Bitcoin Rodney being arrested on federal charges for investor fraud. And as hubby and I were sitting down talking about the article, and I should have
Mm-hmm.
put the article in the Dropbox. I didn't. I'm sorry, but y'all can just, um,
You just
you
Google.
guys can just Google Bitcoin Rodney arrest, and it's going to give you the information. They don't have a lot of details because I think the feds are trying to keep some of it low key for their case.
Yeah.
But it just it just made me have a few kind of epiphanies, right? So
So
epiphany one.
so go in on them. Go in.
Hi, Shay. Thank you so much for joining. So, number one, ETF to the moon. Number one, as a mom, right, we homeschool our children. And I think I just noticed that us as a community, there are several things that we just don't emphasize when we're raising children. And I think the number one thing that we should emphasize with raising children are the virtues, right? The virtues of life. And a lot of people, I don't even know if they know what the virtues of life is, but the number one virtue is patience. We should be teaching our children low time preference literally from the womb. We should be teaching them that slow and steady wins the race. We should be teaching them that anything worth having has to be built. Has to be built. You have to build it. You cannot come into something already made, think you're going to reap a benefit for it, and not understand that that thing that's so-called already made and easy to grasp is not just as easy to lose. And I think that's one of the issues we're having in our community.
Mm-hmm.
So Bitcoin Rodney is being charged on investor fraud. What does he have to do with what you're trying to talk to us about with patience is a virtue, et cetera, et cetera? We notice that in this space, we
Mm-hmm.
understand that the ideology of this space
Yeah.
is that you have the ability to gain an arbitrage,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have the ability to participate in the transfer of wealth. And you have the ability to build on it and create generational wealth. And then you have bad actors who are involved in this whole fantastic ideology. I noticed that, like, we had the FTX thing, and now we have the Bitcoin Rodney situation. We've had multiple rug pull situations, and it makes the space look bad. The minute you go to talk to somebody about Bitcoin who doesn't know anything about Bitcoin, I guarantee you they do know about all of the scams and fraud and bullshit associated. Yes, this is live, Boss Up with Kay. Thank you so much for joining us. It's absolutely live. All the things that are associated with it. So they don't want to hear what we have to say when we have information in order to help them. Mm-hmm. The other thing that makes the space, go ahead, babe.
Well, and what that does is, excuse me, I'm sorry. What that does is it closes the space off, because the people who are serious about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and building wealth begin to only talk to each other.
Yes.
Right. And so the information is being kind of locked in, because there's no sense in trying to, somebody who doesn't know anything about Bitcoin in 2024, but like she said, they know about the scams, the rug pulls, you know, all the MLMs. I let her go in on the MLMs because, you know, she's got
they get under my skin.
Yeah, so she doesn't care for MLMs. And you see so many MLMers out here in the crypto space that she calls bad actors that, you know, really make the space. You can't really get the word out there like you used to, because everybody sees it as fraudulent. And, you know, that's unfortunate, because people are missing out on a great opportunity.
Boss Up with Kay said, yeah, that's where I'm at. 2017, 2022, I was preaching about Bitcoin. Shay said the ETF is officially approved. Right, and in light of something that should be somewhat celebratory, because I have my issues with the ETF too, but it's good, right? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's just that we did want to push and promote more whole coiners. Boss Up with Kay said, now I just talk to people who understand how it's going to change lives, but that's what he's saying.
Exactly.
Is that we're only talking to each other and we're not getting the information out to those who can actually benefit from it because of the bad actors on the network. TJ said, I stopped telling people about Bitcoin. I don't want them to think I'm a scammer. So, you know, I always have these bad actors in my inbox on Facebook, right? And they come to you and they're like, I had this one recently, and this is why I'm just venting, right?
Yeah.
This young lady doesn't know anything about Bitcoin, and I can tell by the way she's responding to me. So she wants to sell me a product she does not understand. And she wants to sell me some, like, short selling it, basically, like on a trading platform. Yeah. The number one thing she kept repeating is that there's no risk involved. She's going to make the trade for me. And I'm like, this is a horrible, 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 horrible thing to tell somebody who doesn't know what's going on, who thinks what you're saying sounds good. It's a great way for them to lose money. Every single investment comes with risk. The only revenue generating thing that provides income and doesn't come with any associated risks is a W-2 employment. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. W-2 employment is the only thing that somebody can say doesn't come with any associated risks.
Yeah.
Unless you work a very dangerous job, and then it has its own risks, right?
That's true.
So you have the MLMers in the space telling you, I'm making so much money, I just want to help you. And it's like, no, you're not making any money, and you making money is contingent on reaching out to us and finding the one person who thinks this sounds good, who invests with you, and then there's a huge rug pull. The pseudo celebrities, the celebrity promotion, right? Bitcoin Rodney was seen with Shaq and a few other individuals for this investment group. Turns out it's a Ponzi scheme. FTX fell apart. You had Giselle, I can't remember what Giselle's actual last name is, but that's it, Giselle Bundchen, yeah. Tom Brady, Shaq, and several other celebrities didn't know what he was talking about, just invested with him. Mm-hmm. And then the people, the masses went and invested with them because the celebrity said, this is what I do to make money. And it's not true.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about Bitcoin. They don't know anything about crypto. They don't know anything about trading. They really don't even know much about investments. Yes, Shaq has a lot of restaurants and stuff. Shaq employs individuals who do know those things. He himself doesn't. So in 2024, I kind of really want to just get across there for those of us who talk to our loved ones. Like TJ's out there talking to people about Bitcoin. Boss Up with K is talking to people about Bitcoin. The idea is we want to be able to like talk to them in a way and let them know we do understand there are bad actors on the network. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what they're doing. And it's a way to really deter us. I feel like they're agents almost. It's a way to deter us from participating in the wealth transfer. I noticed too that Caucasians can get together, form an investment group, and do great successful business. And the minute Black people get together to form an investment group, there's always a scandal associated with it. Always. What was his name?
Which one are we talking about?
The one who they had his picture up at the NBA agency.
Oh, Jay Morrison.
Jay Morrison,
Yeah, Jay
right?
Morrison, yeah.
Can't talk to the NBA players, can't talk to the NFL players because it's a fraud, right? Keep in mind, you know who be defrauding the athletes every day of the week.
Yeah.
Nobody puts their picture up anywhere. Not that it's right to defraud anyone, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Then we had the recent investor scam that involved DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club. He had his, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but they went on the Breakfast Club. They got Snoop involved. They got this celebrity involved. They're coming on here. They're talking to people. This is how we make our money. People like, oh, you're a celebrity. You're on TV. I know that you do have paper. Is that what you're doing in order to make money? Then I'm going to put up money I really can't even afford to put up. I'm taking a huge risk. Big pun. I don't think Big Pun was involved in this, but and ends up getting defrauded. So now DJ Envy on the hook for that. You know what DJ Envy talked about after it came out that it was a scam? He doesn't even know anything about it. Yeah. So you have people promoting a product and a service they have absolutely no idea about. They don't even bother to do the due diligence. They think they're just going to come up on some fast money, and it's usually at the consumer's expense. Now, I don't think any of you are going to get caught up in scams and stuff, but I do know that a lot of people in this space like to deal in altcoins, right? And we know that altcoins had heavy rug pull issues.
Heavy rug pulls and heavy losses. Even if the coin is real or viable, they still have heavy losses on these. Well, you know, you've been in this space long enough. Bitcoin is going to have those. If you go look at the chart, they're going to have those 80% pullbacks, right? So when Bitcoin pulls back 80%, what happens to the altcoins?
Boy,
they almost die, and some of them do die. And you get in there, and it's like people are trying to get 10 baggers, 50 baggers, 100 baggers. And what she also is going to rant about is people trying to take shortcuts to wealth, right? Trying to get, oh, this is a get rich quick scheme. Mm-hmm. You know, if I buy this coin at this price, then if it comes to 1 cent, you know, I would have made 1,000%. People getting on the meme coins. You just have to be careful with that stuff because, you know, getting wealthy it's a process. It takes time.
And there's significant risk involved.
It takes time. It takes time. And, you know, everybody knows that, but everybody wants to be a millionaire, you know, right now. But it might take you 30, 40, maybe 50 years of building wealth, of just chopping wood. Mm-hmm. You just chop wood every day. You chop wood, you get a little bit every day, a little bit. And over time, bang. But people low time preference don't have low time preference. People have high time preferences in this day and age where they want something to turn over right now. Mm-hmm. Right now, hey, you put $5,000 into this altcoin, and then it could be $100,000.
Right.
Or it could go down to zero. Right? They can go down to zero because, I mean, far too often these altcoins really take a beating when Bitcoin has its huge pullbacks. Now, conversely, when Bitcoin gets on the run, these altcoins, boom, kind of slingshot and go.
Right.
But, you know, you got to have the, what would you say, in testicular fortitude to stick this stuff out when the prices go low. people tend to sell, they buy high, sell low, people that got paper hands and stuff like that. So you have to be careful. But tell them about people wanting to take shortcuts to wealth.
Right? So one of the shortcuts that drive me crazy is trading. I hear people talk about, and they use this term, and it drives me nuts, win the trade. This is not a casino, okay? Right? Trading requires skill. It is a technical skill, and there's significant counterparty risk involved with it. So I'm not encouraging or discouraging you from trading, but if you are a trader, learn the market. Take time to learn the market. Practice on the demo accounts. Understand market signals. Take the time to learn this technical skill so that you can profit from more trades than losing.
Yeah. And what they would say also, be a student of macroeconomics and microeconomics so that you can see the bigger picture of some of the trades that are coming, some of the things, some of the business cycle.
Right.
Understand the business cycle. People who do this and do it for real. I'm talking about Wall Street level, and they're highly educated. Now, Wall Street was doing the thing, and I don't know if they still are. I can look back up and check. They're going and hiring physicists who graduated from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Oxford, Harvard, these kind of places. And they're bringing them. They're learning on the Wall Street to create trading bots. And so now what you have is somebody who was a physicist, a quantum physicist at that, building trading bots, and this is what you're trading against.
And they're using AI in order to front run your trades.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people don't even know that because they haven't done their due diligence and studied the industry and learn the technical skills they need to be successful at trading, right? Trading takes time. Bitcoin, precious metals. He said, y'all know a lot. Hi, Ty. You're going to do great on your fast. I know you're on day 3, right? How long are you going to be fasting for? He's on day 3 and he's struggling.
Hey.
E. Thank you so much for joining us. Ty said he made a lot of his money from his 401k.
That's a great. Did you hear that? 401k. What did you say earlier?
What'd I say?
Employment.
What'd I say?
W-2 employment. So that means while he's working, he made a lot on his 401k.
Yeah, right. So while he's slow and steady, he's building. He's eventually gonna win the race. Oh, he's gonna be fasting for 2 weeks.
Oh,
By
man.
tomorrow, Ty, it should be an easier stretch. It's the first 3 days are
Man, they
agonizing.
rough.
He
They
said he
rough.
get it, dog.
They rough, man. We I said prayer for you. That's
Yeah,
tough. 2 weeks.
It is. 2 weeks is tough.
That's tough, man.
But you're going to do great. We are rooting for you in spirit. But it is going to start to get easier as you get over this hump, this
Yeah.
particular hump, this 36-hour hump. So that's trading, right? We're talking about that. When I was growing up, and I'm going to show my age, my grandmother was a master seamstress.
Okay.
So what does that mean? It means she had to have X number of 1,000 hours, at least 10,000, in sewing in order to be a master seamstress and to be able to command the service prices
Yeah.
that she commanded over a regular
Yeah.
seamstress.
Yes, she did.
Okay? Master seamstress. You have master chef. You have master teachers. You have
Well, except for my blue collar people out there, when you come in the game, you're an apprentice. Then you go
journeyman.
after some amount of hours, like she said, journeyman, and then after some odd hours, master.
Right.
So you start from, and let's use electrician. You go from an apprentice, work your all the way up to
Master
master,
electrician.
and then, like she said, as a master, you can command those prices when you advertise.
Right.
Right. I'm a master electrician. I'm not just any old. I'm a master electrician. A master plumber.
Right.
So on and so forth, and that's going
healthcare, right? You have to have X number of clinical hours in order to be allowed to practice. Right? So why are we saying all of this? I'm saying this because as Black people, we should be teaching our children out the womb low time preference. children by preschool should understand that they need to take on a life of mastery in whatever it is that they want to do, whether it's art, whether it's
Science,
anything
anything,
that
yeah.
you can think of.
Mhm.
I don't care if it's something like baking, right? If you're like, oh, I bake cakes on the side or whatever, take that serious and get mastery of it so that you could command the pay that you are seeking.
Exactly.
People want to, oh, I watched how to bake this cake on YouTube. I'm gonna make it, and then I'm gonna charge the same price this lady who's been baking for 25 years. I'm gonna charge what she's charging. It's too many shortcuts,
Too
and
many
this is
shortcuts.
why there's so many rug pulls. This is why all these people are going to prison. I think Brother Polite went to prison. He went to prison for something else though, but he was caught up
Yes,
in
he
some
did.
type of weird investment fraud with some apartment buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just too many daggone shortcuts because we want to get paid now. I hear these young ladies out here. Today's our 24th anniversary, so I'm gonna bring it up. They want a six-figure man right now.
Hey.
Said, no, baby girl, you got to build that with him,
Yeah. Help me
right?
out.
If you meet a guy who has six figures, that's not your six figures. And if he's spending on you, he's spending on the next chick next week, right? So that come with its own risks.
Well, and then I could go in on that.
I want to tell the young ladies is like, you want to marry a six-figure man. So when people are telling you like, yeah, that high value guy, he got six other girlfriends. Yeah, because none of y'all built it with him.
Well, I'll touch on that real quick, and then I want to go back on something. Six figures. There's a lot of studies out there that six-figure earners still live check to check, and
Yeah, they do.
and the six figures can be kind of. I'm sorry.
He said, poor Brother Polite.
Yeah.
You distracted him.
My bad. Yeah, the six figures can be offset because you live in a certain city, right? Six figures and you live in Manhattan. Well, there's a chart that will level set what it actually is. Same thing, you live in San Francisco, this, that, the third. So six figures is just this term that they're throwing around, but it's not what it seems to be. But what I want to go back into is a lot of our Black children are into sports, right?
Mhm.
And so then there's going to be a level of mastery in sports, no matter what sport it is coming up. And not saying that these children have to go to the professional level,
Mhm.
but what you can do in mastery of sports, there are tons of coaching jobs available, right? So maybe you look at the best coaches you see in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball. They weren't all-time greats. They were just guys who played. Some guys never even played in the NBA or the NFL. Bill Belichick never played in the NFL, right?
Mhm.
Greg Popovich never played in the NBA. And these are two of the greatest coaches of all time in their prospective sports. So coaching is always, if you master whatever it is, say it's basketball, but you play it up to a high school level, high level, maybe even college level. That's a mastery level where you can then turn around and coach, and that is that would be a high paying profession, right?
Mhm.
So always look at it that the kids look at it as I want to make it to the NBA, but help them think like but you can coach. You can play in the NBA till you're about what 35.
Mhm.
You can coach till you're apparently 70.
Mhm.
So that is a more viable way to go about it is coaching. So keep that in mind. It's always something, but it's mastery of the art. If it's a sport of anything they do.
Ty said, I don't know if you're religious. I am. This script, well, I say more spiritual than religious, but yes, I read my Bible every day. So
Mhm.
thank you for sharing Proverbs 19:15 with us.
Oh, okay.
Slothfulness casts a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. Idle hands are also the devil's workplace,
Mhm.
right? So I want to talk to this audience about the importance of dollar cost averaging.
Mm.
Dollar cost averaging is slow and steady running that race. It's mitigating the risks that are associated with the volatility of the market because we all know the market's heavily manipulated
Mhm.
by multiple counterparties, right? Dollar cost averaging is consistency, it's discipline, it's
Mhm.
accountability,
Mhm.
okay? And again, it's really just that slow and steady running its race. And at the end of the race, you're going to benefit. We talk about precious metals. I wouldn't call them a friend, but we were talking to somebody and they were just kind of like, Well, I can't afford all the silver y'all have.
That's
And
pretty
it was
funny.
almost to say, if I can't buy all of the silver you have right now, then I won't do it at
won't
all.
do it at all.
And we had to tell her, like, we've been doing this for over 2 years. So it's just little and little over the course of 2 years. You don't have
2
to
years?
have
What you talking about?
at the time.
Oh, okay. But
Because
this
this was like,
a long time ago. That's what I said.
it
Over
was a
2
long
years.
time ago. Yeah, at the
Yeah.
time, it was a little over 2 years.
Okay.
We didn't even have it here yet. We didn't even transport it here
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, gotcha.
It was still at our house in Florida. But, you know, the idea was almost like, wait, what? I was confused by it. It's tax season. People treat tax season, people treat tax season like casino lottery win season. And I said, if you kind of understood what really happened, you can move different. Hi, Jake Fever. Thank you so much for joining us. So, what's tax season? Tax season is you're a W 2 employee. The government takes out X amount of dollars based on your I-9 worksheet. If you have dependents or if you don't, they hold on to that money, benefit off of the interest all year long. And if you've overpaid, which the majority of the people do, right? Because like I said, they're living off of that money plus the interest they get on that money. They give you back your money. So it's an interest-free loan for the government. It's an interest-free loan for them. And then, March, April, everybody gets these great, especially women who have dependents, get these great thousand or multiple $1,000 tax returns.
Yeah.
And it's like you can provide your own tax return, right? You can go on there and say, okay, they're taking out $139 a month. I'm just making up a number. Then you put 139, not a month, I'm sorry, a paycheck. You take out $139 every paycheck, you put it to the side, you keep it for 12 months.
Yes, and if you look back, I had a chart. I don't have it on hand. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But Bitcoin was up maybe 160% um, over 2023, right? So that's your own tax return.
It is.
Toss some money in there,
If
sit
you've
back.
been dollar cost averaging your Bitcoin, your profit margin is?
Yeah, well, it'll raise, but it'll be very high. Now, what I'm talking about is you just took on January 1st and put, I don't know, $1,000 into it and let it sit. By the time 2024 January 1st came, you made 160 cents on your investment, and that's a way, like she said, to get your own tax. Use your own money to make some money, but be patient. Bitcoin is volatile. There's a lot of talking heads out there to try to scare people. Bitcoin's a scam. It's for criminals and things like that. Man, just put your blinders on, man, and go forward.
Right. Jake Fever, yeah, it is official. So that's not fake news.
It's official.
The ETF is official, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we really want to push and promote, and this isn't for you guys as much as if you guys have children, nieces, nephews, godchildren, if you coach, if you do anything with the youth, right? It's really starting to help them understand patience is a virtue of life, right? Not only is patience a virtue of life, low time preference is going to benefit you in every aspect of your life portfolio. And you can always see when shortcuts are being taken, you can see where people fall from grace. You can
Yeah.
see where people get they get yoked up, right? Bitcoin Rodney, I remember I saw an article, I want to say it was last year or so. He went to Prime 112, which is a 5-star restaurant in Miami. And they were telling you his bill came up to over $20,000. They showed you the
$20,000.
yeah, came up to over $20,000.
Let me ask the people in the chat. Can I take you to Prime 112 on a first date?
Yes.
But anyway, it's just something for y'all to think about.
Yeah, women would
Can I
love
do
to be
that?
taken to Prime 112 on the first date.
Okay.
But what stood out to me, not so much just the bill, they had 4 chubby waters, the little 4-ounce waters, and that ended up costing over $100 for those 4 waters.
It was multiple hundreds of dollars, and I can't. What is that water? I want to say it was Avion. Check me in the chat. I think
It's
Avion. I think it was Avion.
right, but it's still 4
High-end
ounces
water.
of
Yeah,
water,
yeah.
right?
That makes
And
sense.
you're just kind of like, you're looking at this and you're kind of like, and I'm not knocking anybody's lifestyle or how they spend or anything like that. But the point that I'm really coming to is I can do this, but is it a good idea? Is there something better that he must have bought a Louis 13 cognac? No, it was water. It's water.
Not Louis 13. That would have been. Ooh.
You know, I saw a post one day and it said, just because you can make the payments doesn't mean you can afford it.
There you go.
Now that Rodney is looking at prison time, I bet you he can use that $20,000 that he misspent. And I'm sure there's a lot of misallocation of his money now that he's actually going to need it.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in here. So we had a couple people.
I read them, baby.
No, it was a couple. I want to say hello to KW1.
Hi,
I wanted to
KW1.
say hello to her. I wanted to say Jake Fever. He said it makes Bitcoin official now.
The ETF.
I don't know. I thought it was official when Michael Saylor did it, but
Not what
I
Michael
don't know.
Saylor
I
did.
don't know.
Even though he is a rocket scientist, y'all.
He is a rocket scientist, and he put it on his balance sheet. So that was a big deal.
If you know, you know, said Costco has organic blue agave syrup. It's
Okay.
official. Great, because I was tired of talking about it every day. That's so funny. Now, agave syrup is different from agave tequila. Just keep that in the back of your mind. But it is good for you.
It's good for you. Great for you.
Jake Fever. What does that mean? That was Jesus' tears.
You talking about that water?
Oh, the water was
Yeah.
Jesus' tears. That's why it was
Water.
so expensive. I got it. Jake Fever crazy.
Yeah, that water, bro.
It was Jesus' tears. It would cost more than that though.
Yeah. You gonna give me something?
Not outside, so some people turn.
Am I gonna Super Scion?
Right.
What the fuck?
But like I said, this wealth thing, it's not one dimensional. It's so
Right.
multifaceted, it's multi-systemic, it permeates through every aspect of your life portfolio, and it really requires a constant evolution of your mindset. Constant evolution of your mindset. Your mindset can never become complacent about it at all. And I think, like I said, one of the missing components in our community is low time preference. We want the bag now. And you have to understand, when Satan give you that bag now, he gonna take more than that in time to come. God ain't gonna give you the bag now. He's gonna give it to you when the time comes, and you can kind of see the difference. Right? Freely you've been given, freely you shall receive. You don't have to worry about it later. And we live in a society of too much instantaneous gratification.
So let's roll on that point. So what you see in our community, the people that they assume that have wealth are usually entertainers and athletes.
Yes.
So they get wealth. So here what you'll see is an inverse correlation of what she was just talking about. What happens is these young men get wealth at a very young age. Right now. Boom. And a lot of them squander it. You got your LeBron, you got your people who are gonna be set. But name all the people in the NBA, the NFL, who nobody knows they squandered their wealth
And they're broke.
and they're broke. What happens is when you build your wealth through a business entrepreneurial side, your wealth will top out as you get older and you have more knowledge and information, and you don't squander your wealth. And that's the sad part, because somebody like I ain't gonna say a name, but if you get a big signing bonus and you're 19, 20, when you look back on it and you're 45, you're like, wow, if I'd have knew what I knew now, I would have did so many different things. And that's the problem with sports and entertainment, and everybody seeing that as the only avenue to wealth for Black people, especially young Black men.
And Shaq tell y'all the story. I don't know how many of you follow Shaq, but Shaq had a story that he flew through $1 million in
first day he got his contract.
24 hours.
And
his daddy had to call him. The sergeant called him.
Sarge had to say, no, we're not doing this.
We're not going to do this. Are you out of your mind?
Right.
Mike Tyson tells you his stories. Mike Tyson's been rich and broke and super wealthy and broke and doing okay and broke.
$500 million. They say $500 million he squandered.
Passed through his fingers. And now he lives where?
He lives
Did
in
you
LA.
say he was living in a tenement before?
Oh yeah, he was living in a tenement, But he's back on his feet now.
He's back on his feet now.
Yeah, he got his cannabis, he got everything popping off, and he's good. But
And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he that findeth the wife findeth a good thing, because she was really the one who got him back on his feet, manages all of his stuff. They tell y'all the story of Killer Mike. Killer Mike was gonna buy a car,
some kind of car for like $250,000.
and his wife said, no, 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 no. We're gonna take this money and
Yep.
we're gonna invest it in this apartment building, and now that's a income generating asset for him.
And, you know, and then she talked to him. He got the barbershops. He got the barbershops in the arena that the Atlanta Hawks play in. He's got barbershops around Atlanta. So he's now a businessman. See, he who will find a wife.
Find it the good thing.
There you
They
go.
say when Gucci Man got out of jail, his wife invested the money in such a way that he did better after he got out of jail than the money he left her before he went in. Right? So when we talk about low time preference, right, and notice I'm using the term wives, right? They are building it with them. It is foundational, but again, it's also, you have to take the good with the bad, right? You got to take the broke times with we spending money on $500 chubby waters, 4-ounce waters,
Yeah,
right?
because-
You got to take the good times with the bad times. And I'm just noticing we're in a society, like in particular, the young ladies want all the good time, no bad time.
Right,
You're
right,
not
right.
building anything. Marriage is an institution. You have to build that, right? Wealth is also an institution. You have to build it.
And what she said, she talked about wife. You know, you will see wife is a title.
Oh yeah.
Just like husband is a title.
Yes.
It's a title. You know, people, you know, would say, you know, you want a relationship, but are you a wife?
Right.
And you know, you have to answer that question. Conversely, are you a husband? These are the things. It's a title. A husband is a title. A wife is a title. It's like, you know, a father is a title. A mother is a title. These are titles that you have to earn
And build on. They're institutions,
Yeah.
right? Low time preference. The most important things you'll ever do in life require low time preference, right? Marriage, low time preference. Child rearing, right? We have a 22-year-old son. Conversely, we have a 6-year-old, right? And 2 in between. It's a lifetime journey in raising them. It requires patience. It requires discipline. You have to be consistent with children. You have to be consistent in your marriage. People who have careers, you have to be consistent in your career. You cannot command the salary or the billable hours or however you get paid, right? Service fees, whatever, at this level that you can at that level. You understand what I'm saying? Consistency, discipline, working on your craft, the evolution of your mindset, right? First time mom is going to have a very different mindset than a mom who's had 4 children and one of them is 22 years old.
Yep, definitely.
Right? I'm not going to be the same neurotic mother when grandbaby come along, or even when baby number 3, baby number 4 come along. So the most important things you'll ever do in life, wealth generation, you're building wealth. It is an institution. It has to be built.
Both of us.
That's why they call them legacy families.
Yeah, and all your father, your mother, my mother, all worked and retired, right? And that's the discipline over years, 30 plus years. You know, I don't know the exact number for
My
everybody.
mom worked 42 years.
So there you go, 42 years she worked. So now that she had built that wealth, she can retire, move to Florida, and enjoy the rest of her life. But she had to put that work in on the front end,
Right.
consistency.
In order to enjoy the back end, which she's very much enjoying, y'all, I tell you.
Yeah.
Ty said that's why mentorship is important.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
mentorship is extremely important, but Ty, that's why nation building is critical.
It is.
The moms in the community, we are the first teachers of the children. We are. And it needs to be part of their collective consciousness. When you are ushered out of my womb, you have to understand that every important thing you will ever do in life requires you to be patient. It requires you to be consistent. It requires you to be disciplined and fully committed to it.
Yes.
And a lot of other things, but those are the foundational things. in order for you to get to where you have to go. And the nation building comes way before mentorship is even discussed.
And actual hard work, right?
Yeah,
Hard
the
work
discipline
with a discipline.
and commitment. Yeah.
Hard work with a discipline. I always tell people I was a firefighter for the city of Cincinnati for many, many years, firefighter, paramedic. And I would work hard, long hours, up to, because you work 24-hour shifts, right? And so I worked up to 96 hours a week. And you would just have people who come around and they were maybe astounded at how much money I actually made, right? I was making over six figures and I'm in my 20s in Cincinnati, which is very low cost of living. So we was living high on the hog. But the thing that people would say to me that really got on my nerves is, I should have just been a firefighter like you. And I say, what? I say, first of all, you wouldn't have and couldn't have made it. Right? They just act like, oh, I should have just did this and made a whole bunch of money, as if I'm making easy money. We had a neighbor who was some kind of senior financial advisor, and he was always worried about how much money we had. And he's like, he should have just been a firefighter. I said, you wouldn't have made it. You're a middle-aged white man with a beer belly. You wouldn't have made it, right?
Right. Because it requires so much physical.
Right.
Yeah.
And so hard work, right? Like I said, I had 3 jobs. I worked 100 hours a week.
We were young parents.
We were young, and I had a lot of energy. I was getting it in, and that's what it was. That's what I just thought I should be doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's the hard work, and then over time, and also when you talk about hard work, your children see the hard work. So
Yep,
even
they
if
see
you
it.
don't, voice it, they see the hard work that you put in.
My mom used to work, she was a nurse at a psychiatric hospital on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And I get my work ethic from my mother, right? Without her having to tell me anything, teach me anything, talk to me about anything, I saw how hard she worked and really how hard she was working to purchase the home in the community that she lives in Florida today.
To this day.
And I just that's what women do. They work hard, they work a lot, they do what they need to do. And that's nation building, right? Because she set an example without saying anything. Even in her mind, she thought to herself, I'm supposed to work like this. I help take care of my family. I did come from a 2-parent household, so my dad used to work and stuff too, but healthcare back then in New York, she was part of a union, so there was a lot of money to grab if you wanted to. So she's work a lot of overtime because there was a lot of money on the table that she could just go get.
Yes.
And I got my work ethic from her, but my grandmother, I got patience. I was in my grandmother's hands since I was about 3 years old. 2 years old, because it was 1983. And without her having to tell me anything about, she taught me patience and mastery. Patience and mastery. And that's why I'm telling y'all the story about her being a master seamstress, because that was one of her foundational lessons for me. When you grow up, you got to do stuff properly. She used to always say, if you're going to make the bed, make the bed.
Yeah.
Make the best bed you can possibly make. Take your time doing it. Right? Dear Bit, hi love. She said she's on the run. She's going to listen later. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Dear Bit. Go ahead and email me. No problem. I'll message you back. So I really just wanted to go on my rant because, like I saw, and I don't like the idea that Bitcoin Rodney is going to prison, right? If you guys started an investor group, and I'm not sure what the charges are, I don't know if they're allegations, but if the feds arrested you and the IRS is all over it, you absolutely did take some shortcuts on a few things. But the idea is, if we actually did what we said we were going to do with other people's money, you would make out making more money. Because other people would see that these people are being blessed, and then they would join. Yeah. Right? The FTX thing that fell apart. Now Bitcoin Rodney's investment group falls apart. So now when somebody comes to you and has this great idea for an investor group, you're like, yeah, no, I'm good on that. Yeah. Because I've seen what y'all are doing, and I can't afford to turn over my life savings, and I don't know what's going to happen with it. Yeah. It's too much of a risk. Anytime somebody that look like us come talking about an investor group, people are going to be like, yeah, it's probably not a great idea.
Yeah. And then one thing that's disappointing to me, and she probably talked about this earlier, is that these people who come to you with these ideas, and you sit and talk to them, and you understand that they really don't know what they're talking about.
Are you
And
talking
so,
about the MLMers?
well, just anybody. It's disappointing that somebody is. I've been in Bitcoin since 2021, which might like seem like a long time to them, and they want to sit down and talk to us, and I say you don't really understand Bitcoin, and you don't understand some of the
But they're
very
used to
technical.
talking to people they know don't know anything,
Yeah.
so they can twist it and turn it and flip it the way they need to in order to get them to kind of come in and entice them with this thing. But every now and then they do run into one of us.
Hmm.
And you're like, I'm talking to you and you're telling me there's no risk involved. Why are you doing that? You don't win trades. That's not, no. Trading is a skill. Well, ma'am, what are you talking about? Saying that's my biggest pet peeve, Ty. So I just kind of wanted to rant because overall, these bad actors are casting a horrible shadow on a place that can absolutely benefit the masses.
Yeah.
And is supposed to, was designed to, was discovered to. And then I'm calling them agents. I don't give a shit. There are a bunch of agents coming in to sabotage it so it can keep certain people out. And yes, we will benefit because we're in and we know what we're doing. We do our due diligence. We do
Yeah.
our research. But at the same time, it breaks my heart.
Right. And another thing I think that I would like to do, and I try to do, is talk. You talk to the youth because those people are the people coming up. They're
Come
going to
up.
run the world, right? And they have they'll listen to you. They'll listen to what you have to say. We talk to our sons about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, investing, precious metals, building wealth, low time preference. We do that. It's like get towards the youth. And they'll listen to you. They'll hear you, and maybe they will carry on and move forward. And because trying to get sometimes to people our age and our range and stuff, it might just be too late. And for some people, it's just too late. It's a wrap, and they people don't want to hear that, but it's a wrap. Sometimes it's a wrap. You're behind. You're behind the race. You can't catch up. You can't keep up with somebody 20 years younger than you.
Nope.
Because they already had a chance. You can't make up that time gap. It's a wrap for people in their 40s who haven't really been doing what they're supposed to do.
The housekeeping and
And they don't
the
understand that. I don't know. They don't understand that with the situation with Social Security in the 2030s being gone, black wealth going to zero in the
2050.
2050 something. Uh, like there's problems on the horizon, y'all, and we have to be
Try
conscious of
to
that.
overcorrect now this course of destruction
Yeah.
that they are trying to force us on.
Hmm.
Right? It's why Klaus Schwab can say you own nothing and you will be happy, right? Because he kind of wants to get into the mindset of people, we'll take care of it for you.
Mm.
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
While they own everything, they have everything. It's like, well, how much do you need? Like, how much, if you have $1 trillion of wealth, how much more wealth do you need? King Charles said he had $26 trillion. Trillion? Under management? Thank you, babe. We're live. No worries. What's your job?
Oh, good. He's your desire.
The
Yeah,
house
that's
executive
our house
is coming to
manager.
report. The house manager is letting us know that we have to order gas. We'll definitely get that tomorrow, babes.
Yeah, we ordered gas, and apparently Pete Carroll got fired
He did.
for all the my NFL aficionados.
They don't keep him as a team advisor.
Okay, he
Who
should.
didn't get fired then?
He's
Not the head coach.
Anyway, that is the end of my rant. I want us in the space to have dialogue. I want us in the space to share ideas. I would like to see if there is a new opportunity or an investor group coming together that we should have the confidence in it to be like, we should go all in on this so that we could have something for ourselves instead of allowing the agents to come in and almost sabotage it. And obviously, nobody goes to prison on purpose, right? So when I say agent, he's not that type of agent, but the sabotage of it all really, really irks my nerve because we found something. We found something to give us a leg up. in this race that we've been behind in for
Yeah.
centuries.
Mhm.
So, keep those things in mind. Yes, Bitcoin is officially an ETF. People are excited. It's celebratory news. Ty said with the abuse of central banking, it's definitely a future. That's another thing. We're getting beat up from all sides. You don't want to get beat up from the inside too with the bad actors.
Yeah.
Sup, King and Queen. I have no idea how to even begin to pronounce your tag on Twitter,
You got
but
it.
I'm going to say Fossilite. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome. But we want y'all to, stay on top of your current events. I feel like y'all third grade teacher. Stay on top of your current events. Let's keep watching what's going on with BRICS, what's going on with the dumping of the dollar. We want to keep our eye on the Bitcoin ETF. Let's see what they do. We want to keep our eye on XRP. And as the banking systems start to try to implement the aspects of it,
Yep.
EW&L, that guy's hilarious. Oh, Klaus, the WEF is about to be doomed. Nobody's handing over their freedom to him. It's a joke. I agree with you, EW&L, but it's not going to be doomed without a fight from them.
Gotta have a fight.
There's
back,
gonna
man.
be a fight, right? They're going to try to coerce and force their way on us some way,
Mhm.
somehow. And that's too why we've been real heavy on the health part, right? Because the easiest way to not get as much pushback is if you don't feel well and you can't think clearly. That's why we've been on that health kick.
And you can't physically fight back.
That, and you can't physically fight
If
back.
you're not well.
But they really want to attack this first.
Oh yeah.
Because if they can get this first, then you may not want to physically fight back. You may be docile enough to be like, all right, let's do it. And I think really that's what they're going to try to go, because it's cheaper,
Yeah.
right? They're going to go the cheapest route possible. And the cheapest route possible is to affect your mind.
Mhm.
And that way they can get you to do what they want to do without putting a hand on you. And that's been the adversary, right? The devil, whatever you want to call him, Satan, whatever his name is to you. That has been his number one trick, is to get you here so that he don't even have to touch you or push you to get you to do what he wants you to do. And it's a way for him to not have any culpability in it.
Yeah.
Hi, Left Freedom Ring. Thank you so much for joining us.
We did a very extensive show, and I could run it back if need be about
Neuroeconomics.
about the fourth turning,
Oh.
because when you have these different cycles, and they call them seculums, the millennials are supposed to be the hero archetype. So we're looking towards the millenniums to be the archetypes of heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And so we talked about that in the fourth turning show. We could talk about it again. So we're looking at those people born, I don't know. They moved the numbers around, but I think 2001, right?
Around Sean's age?
Yeah, 2001, I think, is a good time for the millennials. And they are supposed to be the hero group. So we're looking towards them. This is the group that's going to turn it, that's going to change it. And then we'll continue with the seculums. Go check out the fourth turning, see the seculums. It goes all the way back to, I think, the 14th century. And it goes, and you can see the turnings, and you can see the wars.
And y'all can catch that on Wikipedia. You
and
don't have to do a deep dig dive on it.
Yeah, and we're in the fourth turning right now. We are in the fourth turning, and typically the fourth turning ends or has a war. And we also did this show. It's called the Thucydides Trap. It talks about the war that is in the fourth turning. And the war doesn't have to always actually be a war fought, but there is a war in the fourth turning. We are in the fourth turning. They think that
He made a castle.
fourth turning will culminate in 2030, and then we'll move into a new seculum. So you guys let me know if we got to go over the fourth turning again. It's very interesting. It's a nice deep dive. A lot of information there.
Les Square, thank you so much for joining. EWNL said people are fighting back. I know we are fighting back. But like I said, this is January 2024. We really want to, like I heard the 19 been running rampant in cities. You guys are having tumultuous weather from tornadoes and snowstorms and flooding. It's crazy already. And today is the 10th day of the month. Cat Williams broke the internet twice. It's been nuts, and we 10 days in. We 10 days in, y'all. Yeah, Ty, you could just do a Wikipedia on the fourth turning. Real easy. You don't have to do a whole big.
Arthur's or Strauss and Howe. Great book. It's a great read.
Or you can find it on Kindle
Mhm.
for my Prime people. Kindle Unlimited. I think the book's free. Let Freedom Ring. Yep. Definitely look into it. Like I said, you could do a Wikipedia, or you can go on Kindle. If you are a Prime member for Amazon, you probably can get the Strauss and Howe book for free. It is a deep read, the book. The Wikipedia gives you the Cliff Notes. I'm showing my age. I don't even know
Yeah, but it's
who's
very
on here, but
yeah, but it's very
y'all know what Cliff Notes are.
it's very thorough. That Wikipedia read is very thorough, and then if you want to carry on to the actual
To go deeper,
to
you
the
can
book,
get the
yeah.
book. But we want y'all to continue to be healthy. Ty, you are going to do great on this fast. We do want to hear all about it. I'm serious though. Right? I know Cryptonomics is doing a liver cleanse. He's not on here yet. I want to hear how his liver cleanse is going.
Yes.
And any other anybody on here who is like, hey, this is what we're doing to keep our immune system up. This is what we're doing as a cleanse, as a fast, or whatever. Please share with us, share with each other, just in case somebody else can benefit from what you know as well.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I like to see and hear about these fasts, and we'll let you know more about our fast.
And how you're breaking them.
Yeah,
Because that's
so
really, believe it or not, that's the most important part of the fast is how you break
Yeah.
it. Because if you don't break it the right way, you can really make yourself sick.
Yeah, I've broken the fast the wrong way, and you learn. You learn your lesson. You say, "Oh, you break your fast a little easier," because you come off that fast and you're really hungry, and it's like, I can eat. You got
I'm going to eat some ribs.
Yeah, you
It's
could-
like, no. Let me make you a salad.
Yeah.
Eating raw fruits and veggies. Okay, Let Freedom Ring. So, Let Freedom Ring's doing like a raw.
A raw fast.
Yeah.
Raw fruits and
So
veggies
fruits
fast?
and vegetables, and that's delicious. Oh my Lord, that is so good. You should Let Freedom Ring. You should come to Mexico
Yeah.
and eat the real fruits and vegetables. You would be like, I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
I eat tomatoes now with just a little bit of salt and black pepper, and I'll sit and I'll eat 5, 6. They're little tomatoes. 5, 6 slices of tomatoes. I hated tomatoes when I was little.
Yeah.
I thought they were mushy, but they're so good here. Oh, they're
They're
so
very
good
crispy.
here.
The avocado's good.
Avocado. It's mushy, but it's delicious. So I did 30 days of avocado.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was able to slim down a bit. Y'all know we women always trying to figure a way to slim down and stuff. So I was able to slim down, but it's got a significant amount of potassium
Yes.
and calcium.
Mm-hmm.
And as a woman, I need the calcium because y'all know I'm going into my midlife. EDEB and L, Cryptonomics said he was doing, was it olive oil and cayenne pepper shots?
Yeah, for 9 hours in a row. Once an hour
So,
every 9
so
hours.
Cryptonomics told us he was doing an ounce of olive oil. I think it's extra virgin. And you may want to look this up, right? I'm just telling you what he told us 2 shows ago. And cayenne pepper, I don't know how much, probably like a teaspoon.
Mm-hmm.
And he would do that once at the top of the hour, every single hour for 9 hours. It is olive oil, so more than your liver is gonna get cleansed, your whole entire colon is gonna cleanse. I'm tell you that now.
There we go.
But y'all know olives, that is the Bible's flagstone food. Y'all know that. So it definitely has its properties that you can benefit from. That's God's number one product is the olive.
Yeah, you go check that out. It was 2 shows ago we did with Zoe Williams, and you can find that in the
chat.
in the live
Yeah.
chat replay.
And you can also go on YouTube and
Mhm.
type in like liver cleanse. You know, the TikTokers, they're all over it too, because you have to remember everybody in the US is in a war about keeping their immune system up because they are so relentless in their attack on the food that they're giving you. You're seeing all these videos now where meat's not meat,
Mm-hmm.
fruits don't have seeds in them, things are like airbrushed or color is injected into it. It's a lot of craziness going on. This one guy, he had bought romaine lettuce, and I think he went to cut it up and then he went to soak it. And when he soaked it, it unraveled like a cheesecloth.
Oh no.
it was crazy. Like the water broke down, whatever it was that made it look like a lettuce.
Cellulose.
I don't know what it is, but when he pulled it out, it reminded me of cheesecloth, like a wet cheesecloth.
Okay.
That's crazy because he almost ate it. And you know, if it's anything plasticky or anything like that, your immune system can't handle plastics and stuff
Dang,
like
you
that.
would think romaine lettuce is
Yeah.
good to go.
Yeah. Not romaine. I'm sorry. Iceberg. Iceberg
Iceberg,
lettuce.
okay,
Iceberg lettuce. I said romaine, but I meant iceberg. Because I am in the mood for a Caesar salad.
Oh, well, order one.
Anyway, y'all, it's our anniversary. We started to get bored, and he was tired of hearing me rant. So he's like, I'm gonna let you get this off your chest so we can get back to loving each other today.
Yeah, they'll
And
hang out.
look, y'all, we match, and we didn't do it on purpose either. We both wearing black and red. I had on my Coda Benny curlers earlier, but he bought me this blouse and another pretty blouse for, what did you call it? The Jordan anniversary? Because it's 23.
Yeah, Jordan anniversary.
I said 24 because we met a year before that, but you're right. We got to do the actual wedding anniversary. So he called it the Jordan wedding
Then it'd be
anniversary.
the Kobe anniversary.
Oh, but what's the Kobe one? What number?
24.
24.
Yeah,
Oh,
back to
Lord.
back.
Y'all see what I got to deal with?
Back to back. 23, 24.
Hold on. If you know, you know. 4 soft bellies. You can do first thing in the morning before you eat anything. What do you mean about soft bellies? If you know, you know. 1 ounce of, for soft bellies, for the velvet bellies, I got you. 1 ounce of olive oil, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, and cayenne pepper. Sounds good for the velvet bellies. You got it. You got it. For soft bellies.
Hope you guys work from home.
He got a velvet belly, if you know, you know.
Yeah, you guys work from home, man. You need with that stuff, but
What do you need if you work from home?
you need to be close to a bathroom.
Yeah,
gotta
yeah. Keep that in mind. Or hopefully, I don't know if y'all used to watch Seinfeld and y'all saw the episode where Costanza got that job and he got his own bathroom. Remember that? Unless you got something set up like that, you definitely want to be next
You
to
don't
the
be
toilet.
working in the streets out here.
But the one that if you know is telling you, that's just one. It's just 1 ounce.
Okay.
And yes, it may cleanse you during the day, but Cryptonomics said he was doing it every hour for 9 hours. He definitely needs, you just sit in the bathroom. Don't even go nowhere else. Just stay there. Well, we love y'all, and we'll definitely see y'all next week.
Yes, indeed. We got a lot of good things. Oh, I'm sorry. We got a lot of good things to bring you.
We're still trying to get Andy, and he's trying to work it out with us.
Yeah, we're going to bring that. We're going to bring you a good show on education, and early childhood education, and some of the education things out there that are free. These free resources that we all can use. You know,
Absolutely. Because we
adults all the way down to children. So we're going to bring that to you. And a couple other things. We always got something cooking in the kitchen, you know. So it has some things in the chamber.
And that's it.
That's it.
We're going to get back to our day. We're going to let you get back to yours. We love y'all so much, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye, Ty. Ty, you make sure you check in with us next week so we can know how you're going, how everything's going.